Hey everybody, Chad Swans here. Happy New Year 2019, this January 1st. And I just wanted to make a quick video as I'm running around doing a couple errands here. And I'm listening to these other channels that are talking about GITMO being filled up with the deep state cabal and these secret tribunals or military tribunals and potential execution of McCain or Bush 41, and people excited that, you know, within the Patriot community that Trump now has this authority for military tribunals, and so American citizens can now be brought to justice under military law. And, you know, it just makes me think, as much as I want to imagine the evil in this world being rounded up and brought to justice, you know, it makes me think that when things are done in secret and when things are done by the government where they can just deem you an enemy combatant and strip you of all of your rights, your constitutional rights, you know, it makes me think about when, after 9/11, George W. Bush implementing the Patriot Act. And if I recall, there was an element, you know, there was kind of some verbiage or whatever within that we've seen play out where, say, an American goes overseas and decides to join Al-Qaeda or something, right? And so does that person then, if they're caught, are they entitled to due process, and do they have constitutional rights and things like that? And they say, no, you know, regardless, even if you are an American citizen, if you're deemed a military combatant, I mean, basically, we could target you, we can kill you, we can execute you, we can haul you in, and you've got no constitutional rights. And I know that a lot of people then were like, you know, we're really concerned about that, because you give that kind of power to government. You know, what happens if the Patriot movement, what happens when, you know, the militia is deemed an enemy combatant of the U.S.? And so, you know, I think we should tread lightly when it comes to supporting, you know, even though I support this president and I support justice and the rule of law, and I want these sealed indictments to result in actually, you know, these criminals being brought to justice. But if it's all done in secret, and it's all done in a way in which, when this pendulum swings back the other way, and the people that we're trying to keep out of power are back in power, and they then get to use this new authority against the forces of good, what's that going to look like? How does that play out? You know, I want to be consistent in how I view how much authority and power the government should have, because we all know that power corrupts, and power corrupts ultimately. And I want the government to have the least amount of power, you know, but at the same time, I want the president to have the tools, and I want the Justice Department and the military to have the tools necessary to go after the deep state. But we have to keep in mind that, you know, some of this is just, you know, it seems like it's a slippery slope. It's easy to fist pump and be like, yeah, way to go, you know, let's round them up, let's lock them away, throw away the key, you know, let's hang them, let's do this stuff. And I'm all for it. Yeah, let's lock her up, let's bring these people to justice. But I think in a big way, regardless of how the media is going to react to it, or, you know, even half the country, if these people broke the law, if they're guilty of the things that we believe they're guilty of, then I think it should be public. You know, let's see the video evidence of the horrific things that these people are being accused of doing or part of. You know, I think that, you know, regardless of how disgusting and how vile it is, that the world needs to see this. It needs to be exposed. It doesn't need to be done in secret necessarily. But, you know, that being said, you know, I really hope that there are mass arrests. I hope that there are a true battle for this country between the white hats and the black hats. You know, I pray for the leadership of this country, that they really do what's in the best interest of the American people. So on this January 1st, 2019, I say Happy New Year. I really do hope it's a great year. And I hope these people are brought to justice, but I hope it's done in a way in which gives we the people the power and doesn't take away it in the long run. So hope to see you guys in the next video. Happy New Year.